everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here. I'm coming at you once again from the Venetian Resort here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I found myself Anna Schmid. She's a VP of Corporate Communications and Social Responsibility. A little bit too clunky for me to be able to handle this morning. It is Las Vegas. Come on, give me a break already. Come on. Thanks very much. So one of the really cool things is you're all about giving back to the community, making sure that you really are doing for the better as opposed to taking away. Before you get into some of the specifics, what is that mission like for you and how do you approach it?
We approach it in so many different ways here at the Venetian, and it's really exciting because it continues to evolve every single day. But we were built on love, and that's what we always say, that the property was built on love by our founder. Honeymoon in Venice, came back, built this beautiful property, and we've continued to have that be a core of our foundation from the very beginning. So corporate social responsibility, sustainability, community involvement was tied into who we've been from the very beginning. And whether that's with our team members or with the community or with our clients as well, we attack it from all facets, and we really hit the critical needs of our community to make sure that we're doing the right thing and giving back whenever we can.
So what does that mean to you, though, Anna? What is doing the right thing by the community?
It's really leaning into our community, understanding what the needs are, focusing locally, and working with not only our clients but our guests and also our team members to make sure that we are creating those opportunities to be able to give back whenever possible. And we are, 7,000 plus suites and so many team members, 8,000 plus team members. So there are opportunities every single day to get involved in the community as well as on the sustainability initiatives.
That's great, because I know a lot of people want to do things for their community, but they don't necessarily have the means or the time. And it sounds like you're the connective tissue to help bring all of your associates here a little bit closer to the community by giving back.
Absolutely. We provide opportunities here in the building with group volunteer opportunities. And then we've probably in the last year, 120 to 130 different opportunities for our team members to get involved. And then we also work with our convention clients when they come in and they're meeting planners and they want to have a give back experience. We either bring the experience to them here in the building or we can take them out into the community to provide that as well.
That's fantastic. Well, that is really one of the most important things for a lot of groups. They want to feel like they're doing good for their area. So by being the conduit to help them do something as well, you're really building a whole lot of positive energy for the community.
Absolutely.
I think. Yeah. One way you're doing it is you're just recognized by the White House. I'm sorry, I just don't want to screw anything up, so I'm going to just read this. But the White House recognizes first of its kind, newly launched Food Rescue Alliance program, a collaboration with the Venetian Resort Las Vegas and the Just One project.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool.
Yes, that was definitely a highlight, and it continues to. I'm sort of pinching myself every day.
Well, tell us what the Food Rescue Alliance is and how this all came about.
Yes, it's a collaboration with a local nonprofit. We have been in the food rescue business for over 10 years, closer to 12, and we recognized it early on that conventions, trade shows, expos come into our building, and often there is a little bit of surplus food. And we want to make sure that that's getting out into the community. Right. So
this is the food that people could eat, not send to the pig farm.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah. We consider the food that goes to the the pig farm food waste.
Right.
And this is prepared but unserved food.
Right, because if you're having a group of, let's just say, 1,000 people, you need to make sure that those 1,000 people could eat. But a lot of times, maybe only 800 meals will be served.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So we worked with a local nonprofit, the Just One Project, that has a community outreach that's really incredible because they have no-cost community markets all over Las Vegas. So the purpose was really streamlining this because we were rescuing food, but we knew that we could rescue more. So by streamlining the process with them, any food that is unserved but still fresh, prepared in the hot boxes or temperature control boxes, goes right up onto a truck, goes over to a kitchen that we funded and helped create with the Just One Project. Our team members not only can volunteer on this end of the process, but also on that end of the process. And repackaged either out into the community immediately through their no-cost community markets or food distribution, or chilled or frozen for later use.
Wow.
So that allows us to almost double the amount of food that we were rescuing, up to about 200 to 220,000 meals a year that go into the community.
Wow, that is a massive amount. And you know, sorry pigs, but the people got to eat.
They get plenty. I don't. I'm not worried about them.
I'm sure they do. That's pretty incredible. What was it like putting that program in place? It sounds like it could be kind of complicated in a lot of logistics.
It was very complicated, and but it was a great process because we really wanted to create a blueprint for other communities, other organizations to get involved with it as well. That's why we called it the Food Rescue Alliance. It wasn't for us to keep to ourselves. It's for other groups to get involved, and we're seeing that slowly pick up. But it took about a year. It took about a year of conversations, logistics, equipment, funding, getting just the right processes in place to make sure that it was seamless. And now it's probably happening right now as we talk. Yeah. Breakfast is clearing out, and it's going.
So it sounds like you have to have like full-time dedicated resources for this program.
We have a sustainability and community team, but it's very small. It's only a couple of people. So we really leaned on the nonprofit that also has many team members and volunteers that can help with that process. So as soon as it leaves our property, it goes to the Just One Project, and that's where their volunteers and their teams come into play.
How else do you see your role within the community? And the reason why I say this is the founder, Sheldon Adelson, who built these places, really gave hundreds of millions of dollars to this community, built hospitals and did all of that kind of stuff. So the legacy of giving back is real. She's not just saying that. So what are some of the other ways besides the food program that you're making sure the community is a better place for all of us?
Yeah, the legacy lives on, and it will as long as we're here, I believe. Well, we have, with our 8,100 plus team members, the community involvement, of course, and that could be anything from event sponsorships, charity walks, getting out, building community gardens, food distribution, cleaning books and getting books into the community. So you name it. I mean, if the local nonprofits that we touch here are 30 plus nonprofits and growing every single year. And just what Las Vegas is doing as a community in general is pretty inspiring. And to see it grow at the pace that it's growing, and then the nonprofits keep up with the need is really a challenge. And so we just want to make sure that we're out making the impact where it needs to be made. And then to see our convention clients also want to get involved is even more exciting, because they come to the plate with new ideas, different ideas, whether it's kit builds, whether it's getting out and doing something at the nonprofit. They are all in, and that's an exciting thing to see.
So how did you find your way to social responsibility? Because I don't think any of us were like 9 years old and be like, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor, I want to be in social responsibility, you know? Right?
No, I've been in the hospitality field for almost 30 years, and I came to Vegas very early in that process. And then,
so you were here before this building was here, probably.
I was. Yeah. I started down the road at Caesar's Palace, and it was funny because I was speaking to a group a couple years ago of students, and I realized that I've had 24 titles in hospitality, and so every area you can imagine: hotel ops, casino, events. Because I mean everything. I can't think of. I did a little bit in sales, a little bit in marketing, PR, and then along the way, I've always been had my fingers or something involved in the social responsibility area. And when I got to the Venetian, I was able to work with that area a little bit closer. And then as I've been here longer, I've been able to continue that.
Right.
And no, of course, 30 years ago, I wasn't thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be social responsibility. But I feel like it's always been in my DNA. So now for it to take a front seat of what I'm doing is super fulfilling and really exciting, especially to see the industry embrace it and move forward with all different kinds of innovative initiatives.
Yeah, I love it. So let me ask you this then, Anna. Like, if people want to start a program at their hotel, what should they start to be thinking about? Obviously, when you have 7,000 suites and 2.2 million square feet of convention space, you have a little bit more opportunity. But I really think a social responsibility program not only does right by the community, but engages your professionals that are working with you in a unique way that I think makes them want to stay and work with you a little bit longer.
I agree. And I think, every building is different. Every community is different. The needs in every community are different. So I think it's really assessing not only what the needs of your particular community are, but also what drives your team members. Because one of the things we always try to do here is align our causes with what our team members are passionate about, because that's your army,
right?
That's your village. So really assessing that before you just start throwing things at the wall to see what works, I think is important. And then,
so like maybe one way is say, like literally just ask your team what is important to you.
Survey your team members. What are the causes that are important to you? See what overlaps with what the critical needs are in the community. Look at other programs to see what's a good blueprint for yours, and then start doing the work. I mean, half of the battle is just getting out there and doing the work, and then also just finding opportunities that team members want to get involved in.
I also find it's complicated to not just get started, but to have it go permanently, right? I think that's just, and I'm just speaking generally in the cycle of life in general, doing something day after day, year after year can be tiring. And I think you need to have to kind of reinvent things every once in a while to keep people motivated.
Absolutely. And I think that we've always had this foundation here, but when we decided to brand it Love for All, I feel like it really brought a whole new energy to it. And it has to have buy-in from the very top. And it does here, 100%. Executive leadership is always involved. They're out there in the community. And I think that's a great role model experience for our team members. But I think you have to brand it. You have to message it. It has to be all over your building. It has to be on the shirts you wear, on the talks you give, and you can't let that energy die down.
Now, it's all the right thing to do, but let's just look at it selfishly for a moment, because doing these things for your community is going to help you as a hotelier out there. Because the more goodwill you bring, and I know it sounds a little hokey, but the more positivity I think that you bring to the universe, the more is going to come back to you, right? Create this virtuous circle. So if you're in the community engaged in these types of activities, then for sure, people within the community are going to want to stay at your hotel more if they have friends and family coming in or they're planning an event. And I'm sure you see something like that happening here too.
I do see that. And you also see it just in, the public relations and the internal communication side of things. When the White House announcement went out, I had people that reached out to me from all over the nation.
That's awesome.
That, people that I'd worked with before. I didn't know what type of reach that would have because, it might not be the most glamorous or sexiest side of hospitality, but it was really encouraging and exciting to see people reach out and say, wow, the Venetian is doing this. I'm staying there the next time I come in town. Congratulations for your efforts. It was really, really exciting.
That's perfect. I just want to ask you, what advice would you have for younger people that want to be successful in a career in hospitality?
Look at it as the fact that not every career path, but just about every career path is available to you in hospitality. Especially in these mega resorts and these integrated resorts, it doesn't matter if you're in culinary or if you're in IT or if you're a graphic designer, all of these are a career path in one building. And that's really unique. So, I mean, for me, my path was a little bit more like you mentioned with Tony's, kind of all over the place.
Right.
Different states, different countries, and then coming back to Vegas again. But, try it all and get out of your comfort zone, like you mentioned before.
One of the things that I've been preaching for the last 6 months in particular, but something that's so important to get us more people working in our business is whatever you love to do, we've got that in our business.
That's true.
Right?
It's totally true.
And that's why I love this business so much, because it's endlessly fascinating. And people are always like, how do you come up with content every single day? I'm like, because
every stories.
Yeah, it's absolutely everything. And one of the most important stories is, of course, talking about giving back to the community that helps you not only survive, but thrive within there. Anna Schmid, great seeing you today.
Great
so much.
Thank you.
It was great being with all of you today. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You know it by now. Text the word hotel to 66866. Check our brand new website redesign. Just like this place is getting a $1 billion redesign, though I didn't spend $1 billion on my website redesign. NoVacancyNews.com. NoVacancyNews.com. So for Anna and myself, Glenn, see you later. Bye.